just to tell a little bit of Caitlin's story really quick, and then I'm going to pass it over to her. And she's Hey, my name is Russell Brunson. Hey everybody, welcome to the webinar for today. We were just looking at the stats. We have almost 8,000 people from our community registered for today because they all want to hear Caitlin tell her story. I'm so excited to have her here today. Before we get too deep into this though, I just wanted to just to tell a little bit of Caitlin's story really quick, and then I'm going to pass it over to her, and she's going to be running this today and just sharing you guys some amazing things, which will be a lot of fun. So that's kind of the game plan. So some of the backstory, a lot of you guys have heard me talk about ClickFunnels a lot over the last couple of years, and you've heard stories about Caitlin and Brandon and what they've done with Lady Boss Movement, and people keep asking, like, what do they do it? How do they do it? How do they grow it so big? How do they grow it so fast? And the coolest thing is not only did they do it like selling information, they also did it doing selling membership sites, selling apps, selling physical products, selling a clothing line, selling supplements, selling coaching, selling events. Like, I don't think there's a single entrepreneur inside of our community that has had success with ClickFunnels in so many different avenues and different types of business and different things. And that's why I'm so excited to have her here to share this with you today. And so without further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip over. We're going to start with a video so you can get introduced to Caitlin and her story through a video. And then after that, she's going to jump right in and share with you guys the behind the scenes of the Lady Boss Movement. So let's jump to video right now.
6 years ago, Caitlin made a decision. She decided to finally give herself and her health the priority it deserved and lose the weight. After only 7 months, she had lost 65 pounds. And just 12 months later, Caitlin went on to set a world record by achieving her pro card in the International Federation of Bodybuilding faster than it had ever been done before. Caitlin had become a sensation in the fitness industry, but she decided to change direction. She knew a lot of women were still suffering from the challenges she had just went through. So she decided to step down from the competitive fitness world and reach out to the everyday average woman across the world to help them lose weight just like she did. As a weight loss expert, Caitlin founded Lady Boss, the first global weight loss system and support community for women. The mission of Lady Boss: help women lose weight while loving themselves again. After helping over 110,000 women with Lady Boss, Caitlin was sick and tired of women being lied to by the weight loss industry. So she decided to write a book. Her book, Big Fat Lies, was an instant hit, topping the charts. It became a Barnes & Noble #1 bestseller, as well as an Amazon #1 bestseller in multiple categories, including weight loss, women's health, nutrition, and fitness. After the success of her book, Caitlin knew that in order to make the greatest impact, she needed to provide women with the best tools possible. After thousands of development hours, Lady Boss Swag, Lady Boss Labs, and Lady Boss Personal Results Coaching were born. Clothing to empower women to feel beautiful and powerful. Supplements scientifically backed and formulated specifically for women. And a one-on-one coaching program to match women with a Lady Boss certified professional coach. All to help women lose weight while loving themselves again. Caitlin has been featured by NBC, ABC, CBS, and interviewed on television all over the country. Caitlin is even followed by millions across the world, and her message has reached hundreds of millions of women. With a huge heart for others and a drive to serve God at the highest level possible, ladies and gentlemen, the award-winning fitness professional, best-selling author, and weight loss expert, Caitlin Toole Poulin.
What's up, everybody? Hi. What's up, web class? I'm super excited to be on here with you all. Like, so stoked. I've been waiting for this since like a month ago. Oh my gosh, I don't think I've slept a single day because I've been so excited to share with you kind of behind the scenes of the Lady Boss Movement. You know, whether you've heard of it or you haven't, you know, hand in hand with ClickFunnels, we've been able to pretty much accomplish what has been deemed like impossible, right? And I'm going to show you today on this web class, like how me as a newbie female entrepreneur, like starting out with no tech experience and no product, like how we launch our first funnel and change the lives of 1.3 million women in less than 3 years. Are you all excited for this web class today? Because I know that I am pumped, seriously. So let me show you real quick, kind of the secrets that I'm going to dive into with you all. Secret number 1, why you don't need a product yet. And the secret, almost backwards process we used to launch our first funnel that paid our bills and bought us groceries before we even started creating our product. like secret number one already sounds pretty like tempting. Like, wait, hold on. How did you pay your bills before you even had a product? I'm going to share that with you today. The next thing I'm going to share with you is secret number two, how I built a successful online business from my kitchen table using only my laptop and an iPhone, even though my only tech ability was turning on a TV. And secret number three, how I siphoned millions of people from surfing the internet to my sales funnels and turn them into customers instantly without them ever hearing of me before. So are you all excited to hear about these three secrets and what I'm going to share with you today? Yeah, awesome. Okay, cool. So I can see everything you guys say in here. So feel free to leave comments, chat with me, put them all in there because then I can help me like answer your questions, kind of see what you guys are thinking. And, you know, really like this is meant to be interactive between the two of us, like between all of us, right? Like the more that you can engage here and the more that you can like go all in on what I'm telling you and what I'm sharing with you. And you can say like, I love it when you say, aha, like when you're having a moment where you're like, wow, like, aha, that was an aha moment for me. Because the fact that you recognize that just shows like, man, I'm getting something from this. I'm getting nuggets from this. So the first thing I need you to do is actually like, if you're on your computer, put away your phone. If you're on your phone watching this, put away your computer. Okay, shut down like all of social media and just give me your undivided attention because I promise, if you give me your attention, you will not regret it. If you like stay in this and be present and take good notes, you know, grab a pen and paper, take good notes, like you will walk away with some amazing stuff. And if you have to, like go lock yourself in the bathroom. Okay, if that's like the only thing that you can do to get time to yourself to watch this and be able to listen and take notes and be present in this, like go do it, okay? I want you to do whatever you gotta do to be here. And we're gonna have fun. So my intention is to have fun with you all today, to kind of break down what we've done as a company, you know, going from like absolute zero to, I'm gonna share with you in just a minute what we've done so far. But first of all, I just need that attention. So can you guys commit to giving me your attention for the next like little bit or so? You guys commit to that? Awesome. So let me just share with you my goal for today. So my goal for today is to get you to give Russell $11,552. And I know that sounds funny, but let me tell you why I say it, okay? Because every time that I've given Russell money, it has 223x. 223x, guys. So my goal today is to get you to realize like, hey, like this couple, they started with nothing. They started with no tech experience. They started with like no product, and they were able to build like this company to what it is now. And everything that we've given Russell has come back 223x. So I just want you to buy into the belief today that if we can do this as 20-something-year-olds in 3 years, like you can absolutely do this for you. So, you know, if you're someone who is, you know, if you're someone who's just like, man, I have an agency or I'm a freelancer or like I'm just starting out in business or I don't even have my own business yet. I don't even have a product yet. Maybe you're someone who's like getting into info products or you have your own and you're like, or, you know, I'm in e-commerce or I'm doing trying to do coaching and consulting or network marketing, or you're a local small business, or you do lead gen, or you're a blogger, or you're a nonprofit, or you're just getting started and you are brand new. Let me tell you, you are in the right place, okay? You are in the right place. And if you listen and take note and follow exactly what I'm gonna tell you today of how literally step by step we built this business and why we've had what everyone's calling like overnight success, you know, you're gonna be able to take that and walk away with a roadmap for you. And it doesn't matter where you're starting or who you are or what industry you're in or what niche you're in. Like, let me just tell you, it will work for you, okay? So I just want to instill that into you today, that number one, you committed to give me your attention. Number two, you commit to yourself to be open and willing to learn. And number three, you're going to take really good notes, all right? Take really good notes. You're going to have to move through this all really fast, okay? So if any of those are you, you're in the right place. So why should you listen to me though, right? Like you're like, okay, I get it, girl, cool. You know, you're pretty cool. You got like high energy, all this stuff. But like, why should I listen to you? You're like a 20-something-year-old. You know, why should I stay on here listening? Well, here's number one. I'm going to hook you guys up big time. Okay. I'm going to hook you guys up big time. I can't tell you about it now. I'm going to tell you about it later. And number two, because we've been able to have 100% homegrown success with ClickFunnels. And I feel like giving you guys that roadmap today is going to be worth your time and your energy of listening and just simply following the steps that we followed from Russell. Okay. So that's why you should listen. And maybe because in 2017, we did our first million in one funnel. So by funnel, I mean like one product site. We did our first million with our trial. Then we did our second million in a different funnel, our unlimited access funnel. So it's a whole nother million in a whole different funnel. And then we did a whole nother funnel that did its own $1 million in swag. And then we did a whole nother funnel that did its own million in labs. And so we have 4 different funnels that each have crossed $1 million each. And earlier this year, Todd, hold my other award for me. Lady Boss crossed 8 figures. So in 3 years, we went from 0 to 8-figure online business. And we absolutely are just like amazed by what we've been able to do and create alongside of all the tools that Russell has set out for us, everything that ClickFunnels has given to us. Like, this would have never been possible without finding this platform. Okay. And like, this is all cool and all, like the awards and the money and like, that's all cool. But like really what, you know, drives us is that because of ClickFunnels, Lady Boss has been able to help 1.3 million women lose weight while loving themselves again. And the impact that Lady Boss has been able to make on this world because of ClickFunnels is like what gets me so amped up. Because I was just like this little homegrown girl. I grew up on a 200-acre farm in the middle of nowhere. And the fact that now, you know, years later, I can sit here and say that I've helped 1.3 million women. Like, where else does that become possible, right? So I just want you to think about for a minute before I move on, like, what's the impact that you want to have? Who do you want to serve, right? Like, you're here because you're an entrepreneur or, you know, you're that entrepreneur personality type. Like, who do you want to help? Who is it that you're trying to serve in life? What is your passion? What is that thing that like gets you so excited and makes you jump out of bed in the morning, right? Because I know that it wasn't my job that I used to have, right? It wasn't that. So I want you to think on that for a minute. And today I'm going to show you exactly how we did it. So you can do it too. No matter what vehicle you're in, no matter what industry you're in, no matter what niche you're in, no matter how old you are, no matter if you have a product or don't have a product, like, I'm going to map that out for you today. Is that cool with you guys? Let me see some yeses if that's cool with you guys to hear all of that and to learn all of that today. Okay, but first we're going to get serious. You guys have an extra pen and paper. I need you to grab or just tear off like a little piece of paper and have your pen, okay? It only needs to be about like this big. You don't need like a whole sheet of paper. So I want you to grab that. And I want you to just kind of like take a deep breath for a moment. I know it's like super cheesy. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath for a moment. And I want you to write down for you right now, what is holding your business back? What is holding your idea back? What is holding your passion, that thing that you're passionate about? Like, what is holding you back from pursuing it? What is holding back you from creating a lifestyle and a life of ultimate success for yourself? So I want you to like take a deep breath and write that down. Like, is it that, you know, you feel like you can't get in front of the right people? Is it that you feel like you don't have the right tools? Is it that, you know, you don't know where to start? Is it that you don't have something to sell? Is it that you don't have people to sell to? Is it that, you know, you don't have a way to sell it? Is it that maybe, you know, you're just concerned about how many times you failed in the past? Is it that you're afraid that it won't work? Like, what is that thing for you that you feel is holding back your business, that is holding back your idea, that is holding back your product, that is holding back you from being able to have that type of ultimate success that you know and picture and want in your life? Like, what is that thing that's holding you back? And as you think of yours, as you write it down, I want you to comment with it. Okay? I want you to comment with it because I can see all of your comments here. I don't know where to start. Lack of confidence, my lack of focus, not getting the job done, confidence, too much info, too many things on my plate, doubt, not believing I can make a difference, money, laziness, lack of the right training, maybe it won't sell, fear, lack of direction, procrastination, how to get in front of people. Okay, like just reading these are super powerful, you guys. These are super powerful. And honestly, like I've thought all of these things a million different times in this journey where I can tell you where I just like sat in my car and cried, like, what if it doesn't work? Like, what if we lose everything, right? And so just know like all of those feelings and emotions are super normal. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing like super unique and like about your circumstance. Like you can do this, okay? So now I want you to imagine it going away, that now your problem is solved. Imagine like that painful feeling that you're just feeling in your stomach. Like imagine it finally leaving. And you know, now you're like lighter without it. So I want you to crumple up that piece of paper. I want you to hold it like super tight in your hand. Okay? Hold it like super tight in your hand like this. Okay? No one can see you, so play along. No one will know that you're playing along with this like goofy blonde girl. Crumple it up and hold it like seriously as tight as you can hold it. I want you to hold it. And now I want you to ask yourself, like, do I want to break out of this thing that I'm holding in my hands? Like, do I want to keep holding it so tight like this that it's holding me back from everything that I want? Do I want to continue letting this problem be my problem? Or do I want to overcome it? So now just squeeze it tighter. Like, do I want this problem right here in my hand to steal my legacy from me? Do I want this to keep me from doing what I was put here to do? And now I want you to like try to let go of it. Like, do you notice now, like if you try to let go, like how bad it hurts, like how bad it's hurting you to hold on to it. And it's almost like your hand and your fingers are like cramped, like you can't open them, right? It's like, it hurts. It hurts to let go of it. And so I just want you to understand, like when you hold on to your problems like this, it hurts us. Like we hinder ourselves by holding on instead of like letting go and finding a solution. Like we let that thing weigh us down and hold us back from actually doing and creating and chasing after and, you know, like doing what the life that we were put here to do and to have, right? Because if you don't really want to break through this, like if you don't really want to solve this, you'll come up with a million reasons why you're going to hold on to it. So now I want you to take your paper. I want you to tear it up. Tear up your paper. Tear it all the way up. Because this isn't your problem anymore. This isn't your problem anymore. Now, like you are committed to finding the solution to this problem because it's not your problem anymore, right? Because a million people before you have had that same problem that you've had and they've figured it out. So that means you can too. But the crazy thought about like our problems and circumstances and issues and things and all this stuff that we're holding on to and that we're scared of, like problems and all this stuff are almost like a security blanket to most of us because it gives us an excuse of why we can't. And I am the worst of the worst when it came to this, seriously. Seriously. Because I would always be like, well, this problem is in the way, so like I can't like do it and move forward because I wasn't willing to like overcome the fear and break through the problem. But one day I woke up and like I didn't want to have that anymore. And I hope for you today, like that this is your moment that like I don't want to have this problem anymore. I don't want to like say that, oh, because I don't know where to sell my stuff or because I don't know how to like get people to my website or to get people to see my product, like, or I don't know how to build a product. Like that's not your problem anymore. All right. Today we're committing to overcome that problem. Do you guys commit? Yes. Awesome. I love it. I love all the yeses. You guys are amazing. Because let me show you something. I know what broke feels like. I know what problems look like. Okay. This is me. This is like back when I was squatting in my old apartment and all I had was a blow up mattress and a skillet. And all I could afford to eat was egg whites. That's literally the only thing I could buy at the grocery store. And, you know, me and my husband now, like, we're in a network marketing company, and we had like super success at one point, but then like, man, like that success like came and went with that company. And honestly, we were sleeping on couches and floors all over the place, like trying to make it work, trying to make rent, trying to make ends meet. And we were traveling all over the place, like never seeing each other. And we were behind on car payments, and we were behind on bills, and we were behind on rent, like literally everything. And we were like trying to make it work. You know, you guys, when all this stuff is happening, it feels like the sky is falling, and you feel like you're trying to find a way out, but like you're trapped in this like paper bag that you can't get out of. Like, that's how we felt. It was like we were doing, and like, yet our bank account says $9 in it, right? And we just couldn't see which way was up. We couldn't see which way was up. And I remember, like specifically remember and clearly remember being at the grocery store, and all I had was almond milk and eggs. And I was freaking out. I was literally sweating in the checkout line. And I called Brandon. I was like, dude, like, I'm standing here. I got almond milk and eggs. Like, do we have enough money? Is this card gonna go through? Because I didn't want to be embarrassed, but I literally did not think we had enough money to be able to afford the groceries that we needed to buy. And all it was almond milk and eggs. And so I just want you guys to understand, we were completely broke. We wanted to get married, couldn't afford to get married. And even before that, like, we got engaged without a ring, couldn't afford a ring. And when we got a ring, it was actually cubic zirconium. It was CZ, because we couldn't afford a real diamond. And like, this was our life, you know, we were broke, and it was really scary. It was really scary. And how many of you like know that feeling right now? Or you felt it before, or you've been through this, and you're like, you're not sleeping at night because you're just trying to figure out how to make it work. Yeah, that's exactly where we were. And so the story continues. We actually were walking on the treadmills at Planet Fitness because we're so broke that we had to split a membership there. You know how you can bring a buddy? Yeah, we had to switch our membership there so Brandon could bring me to the gym every day. And this is when we kind of had our coming to Jesus moment. Like, we decided, we need to do something different. We got to do something where we make more than 5% of our efforts, right? Because like, of all of the stuff that we sold, network marketing, everything, like, it shakes out to like 5%. We're like, we have to do something where we're in control, where it's like us and our grind, because we grind for it and we will grind for it every day. And so we have to find something that will match that effort that we're willing to put in. And so, you know, we had 3 good years of entrepreneurship, like in network marketing, but then we find ourselves like behind on payments and not being able to afford stuff. And, you know, like the company that we're in, they seem to not have the right integrity anymore. And we didn't want to be a part of it anymore. So right here on these treadmills that looked exactly like this is when Brandon asked, what do we do? What do we do? If we walk away from this company, if we walk away from the only source of income we have right now, even though it's small, what do we do? And just walking there, we walked for hours. Like, we literally walked for hours and just trying to figure out, like, okay, like, if we reverse engineered what we wanted life to look like, what would it look like? And I said, I would never talk on the phone ever again, was the first thing that I said. And then I said, you know, I would want to spend more time together since we're always in 2 different cities at a million different times and sleeping on couches and floors, right? And so we just started to design, like, if we could create our own lifestyle, what would it look like? And then we said, okay, now if we want that lifestyle, what do we have to do to get there? Like, what do we do to get to that lifestyle? And that's when we had the thought, like, we have to go online. We're like, we have to do something online, right? It's the only way to like leverage ourselves, considering like for us being network marketing for, you know, 3.5 years, it was this phone would ring at 3 a.m. in the morning and I would be up like closing on the phone, you know, or we would be at dinner together and someone would call with a prospect on that we needed to talk to, and one of us would be leaving the dinner table. And so we knew like, if we want to leverage ourselves, if we want to leverage our time, if we want to like be able to spend time together and do amazing things and have an impact on the world, like we have to go online because that's where we'll have the biggest reach. And we knew like everyone is buying stuff online, right? This is like in the prime of when Amazon was first happening. We're like, everyone is buying stuff on Amazon. It's taking over the world. Like the internet would help us expand our reach. And so then we said, okay, so now we're going to go online. Well, what the heck are we going to do when we go online? And, you know, honestly, we were like, what do we love to do? What are we passionate about? And at that time, you know, I had just lost 65 pounds. I love helping people. I love giving people tips and pointers and documenting what I was doing along the way. And so we're like, why don't we just do that? Why don't we just help women lose weight just like you did? And we're like, oh my gosh. And then this is like when fear hit. You know, a lot of you guys are talking about like fear before, right? Of being scared, like, will it work? Can we do this? Like all of a sudden I'm seeing myself having to be put in the spotlight and I'm like, like, am I good enough to make a product like that? Like, do I know enough? Like, is there enough like information I can give to add value to the marketplace? And like, so all this fear was hitting and they were like, okay, so what if we just like kind of copy what someone else is doing, right? And so we came up with the idea to do a membership, and I knew a guy who had one online, all right? His name was Joe Donnelly, and he's like big in the fitness industry. If you've ever seen the cover of any fitness magazine, you've seen Joe Donnelly, even if you don't know his name. So at the time he was doing a membership and I was like, oh, we should look at this program. We just model it. Like Brandon set out to figure out how we could do a membership site like this. So we called our one friend that knew anything about the internet. And he was like, he wasn't even like, I would say our friend, he was more like, we sat right there is really where we sat. And you know, this is when like we called him, we were like, dude, I want to go online, want to have an online business. Like, what do we do? It's business in 2018, like gotta be online. And so he was the only person we knew. So we called him up. And what's crazy is right here at that table, he showed us ClickFunnels. He showed us ClickFunnels. And he was like, you guys are trying to build a website. And we're like, yeah, we're trying to build a website. We're gonna build a membership site. It's gonna be so cool. And then he was like, that's stupid. We're like, why is that stupid? Everyone is online. Everyone's got a website. What do you mean that's stupid? Like, what are you talking about? And he was like, websites are dead, guys. They're dead. Like, people come to a site and they don't know what they want. You aren't helping them select it. So they're just browsing instead of buying, and you have no control over it because no one is walking them through their purchase. So they just leave. And I was like, what? So, and he was like, well, it's kind of like, you know, when you go to a car lot, like say someone goes to a car lot, right? And they're looking for a specific car. They already know they want a Cadillac Escalade, okay? But when they get there, they tell the sales guy like, oh, I'm just browsing. And the sales guy like probably walks away. He's like, okay, cool, you're just browsing. But that sales guy could have probably closed them on that Escalade right there and right then. But because they didn't have someone guiding them through that, like guiding them and assisting them through that process, like they ended up browsing and leaving and went on to the next car lot and actually bought the Cadillac Escalade there because someone was walking them through the process, telling them why they needed it, like what pain it was gonna solve, like helping them through making buying decisions. And that's like the difference in why you shouldn't have a website, because websites don't do that. And we're like, websites don't do that. Like what does, right? And he told us, and it was so funny. I remember like it's yesterday. He was like, guys, like having websites, like handing someone a brochure and being like, okay, hopefully like we'll like get the sale later. We were like, oh my gosh, like, okay, so what do we use, right? We're like on the edge of our seat. And then he told us like the only way you actually make money online is with a funnel. And I was like, a funnel? Wait, hold on, a funnel? And I guess like me being from Kentucky, right? Like being from Kentucky, growing up on a farm, like funnel to me meant something completely different, okay? But apparently he wasn't talking about that funnel. He wasn't talking about my redneck funnel, okay? He was talking about a sales funnel. But who knew funnels were a thing? I'm like, I didn't even know this is a thing. Like oil funnel, beer funnel, like what other kind of funnel is there, right? But let me put this in perspective for you, okay? So in network marketing, and think about this like in your business, or if you are in sales or you have a business right now, like we used to have to approach people on the street And then we have to like try to collect their number, like get their information. That didn't really work that well. And then afterwards we had to like call them, these random people that we met on the street. And then we would hopefully like get them to show, right? Like that's the way we had to do things. But with the online funnel, the real funnel, you bring people in through different traffic sources, he told us, like Facebook, Google, YouTube. And then your funnel turns those leads into prospects for you. It turns your prospects into customers for you. And then it ascends your customers into clients for you. I'm like, wait, what? Like no more phone calls at 3 o'clock in the morning, like to get a customer? What is this magic funnel, right? Like what is this thing? And so he said, you know, a funnel is like having the best salesperson on planet Earth to close your sales for your product 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, without ever complaining, asking for a raise, or taking a break. And I was like, I don't even do that in my own business. I don't even do that in my own business. So if someone can help me be more consistent with that, that would be awesome. And so that's when he gave us a live demo of ClickFunnels, and he showed us how stupid easy it was to use. Like literally when I was watching it, I was like, when I was watching him use it, I was like, oh my gosh, it cannot be this simple. It cannot be this simple, right? And so then we immediately did what entrepreneurs do, and we signed up for everything else besides ClickFunnels. Because that's the way it works, right? When your friend tells you about something, like you never actually do what they say. So let me just tell you about that experience. We signed up for lead, we took, you know, looked at lead pages. We tried to fit like all these pieces together. It was like a million different pieces, emails and responders, and then sites, and then carts, and then trying to link everything. And it was kind of like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube, right? And then when something broke, you have way too many pieces to figure out how to put it back together again. So you're like, let's just throw this whole thing away and start over because it's not worth figuring out, right? And if that wasn't confusing enough, guess who we called next? Confusionsoft, AKA the Web of Lies. Why do I call it the Web of Lies? Because, you know, when we're on the phone with them doing the demo, they're like, oh, it's simple, they said. You can build anything, they said. It's a superior choice, they said. It's unlimited functionality, they said. What they didn't say is you won't flipping know how to use it. It's impossible to figure out. You have to have 80 tech guys to help you like change a misspelling somewhere. Because listen, I am not a tech wizard, right? I am not a tech wizard. I am like the opposite end from that, okay? There's like a million other things that I am before techie, okay? And I get it. Like there's a lot of super smart computer people out there that maybe get it and can do that, but that's not me, okay? I'm just like a girl over here trying to start something online that can help me pay my bills and rent, and this was way too friggin' hard, right? So we had our here's your sign moment where we saw Russell on a video, literally on an ad on Facebook with Tony Robbins. How many of you love Tony? Yes, we love Tony too. And like every day, we'd always listen to Tony and hear him. We had been to his events. Like what Tony says is like the real deal, right? So then we hear Tony Robbins saying that Russell Brunson is the real deal. And that Russell built the funnel for Tony's New York Times best-selling book, Money Master the Game. And we were like, and neither one of us wanted to like act like, you know, we were like, oh, you know, because at the beginning we're like, oh, we made the right decision, like not using ClickFunnels. And they were like, finally one of us admitted like, hey, we should probably just do this thing, right? Because we looked at several different companies and ClickFunnels was the only one that had it all. And the only one with third-party credibility, like freaking Tony Robbins saying, hey, Russell's like the best dude I know at all of this stuff. He built my funnel for me, blah, blah, blah. We're like, obviously this guy's the real deal, okay? So we're like, we need to start this like ASAP. So that's when we, you know, we had seen Russell's course. It was a couple $1,000s and we were like, oh my God, we don't have that money. And so for a week, we like went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Like, should we do it? Should we not do it? Should we do it? Should we not do it? Like, should we spend the last money we have in the bank? Like, this is our grocery money. This is our rent. This is our car payment. Like, none of those things are going to be paid if we make this decision to do this course. Because honestly, like, we did not have the money. And when I say like, it was our last money, I mean, it was our last money. And so me and Brandon decided after like a week, we're going to do it. And so We did it. And he actually was supposed to buy the couple $1,000 one. And then I was like, okay, go do it. And then he comes back and he's like, okay, I got it. He's like, but I bought the $99 one. I was like, no, you're supposed to get the full course. And he was like, well, you know, I've chickened out. And I was like, give me the phone. And so I got the phone. I like signed up for the course. I like hit the button. I was like, bam. I was like, now we spent like several $1,099. But honestly, like we had that last money and we used it just to sign up for Russell's Funnel Hacks Masterclass is what it was. And so we've used that last money to start building a business without a product. Like we spent the last money to our name, our grocery money, our rent money, our car money, to start building a business without a product. So now, like everyone likes to say, we had overnight success, right? Going from 0 to 8 figures. But I'm gonna show you exactly what it really was. Do you guys want me to share with you exactly what it really was that created this overnight success that everyone talks about? Like going from 0 to 8 figures in 3 years? Okay, I'm gonna share it with you. So here's the secrets of our overnight success. And I'm gonna start off with secret number 1, okay? You don't need a product yet. And the secret, almost backwards process we used to launch our first funnel that paid our bills and bought us groceries before we even started creating our product. Because if this guy right here, I saw Russell's funnels. I like went, looked him up, right? Like started the trainings. I'm looking at him. I'm like, oh my gosh, if this guy right here, this bald guy right here could make $2,500 a month selling how to make potato gun DVDs, like surely we can figure out something to pay our bills. Are you guys getting this? If this guy that looks like he's 16 can sell how to make potato guns DVDs and make $2,500 a month, that's all I wanted to make at the time. Gosh, like $2,000 a month would have been amazing. Just to supplement our income and help us like cover our bills and get out from under all the debt, right? So we saw this guy, we're like, if he could do it, surely we can do it, okay? And we didn't have overnight success. We had work smarter, not harder success. Because I saw this guy and I'm like, Russell's already done all of this. He's failed at all this stuff online. He's retried, he's had success, he's started over, he's failed again. And so we just looked at it like Russell has already done 15 years of failing for us. So let's just do what Russell says. Hashtag do what Russell says, okay? Let's not try to reinvent the wheel or create our own path. Let's just do what's proven to work. And so this is when we started the Funnel Hacks Masterclass, and I would write that down if I was you. That would be a great tool for you later. Write that down before I change this slide because it's gonna be gone forever. Okay, gone forever. So, you know, we started this Funnel Hacks Masterclass. Remember, we're not like online gurus, we're not techie, and all we did was we played Russell's videos. And we would start the video and he would talk about like, here's how you do this Seinfeld sequence, this email sequence. Like, here's how you do this. Here's how you build it. Here's what you need to do. And we'd stop the video. Write this down. Stop the video. Stop the video and implement. And we would write all of the emails right then before we were allowed to play the video again. And this wasn't me because I was the one like, God, Brandon, we got to do this. My husband's like, yes, we stop the video, we execute, we play the video again. So that's what we did. That's literally what we did. And so, you know, Russell would go through and he'd be like, okay, here's how you do this part of the funnel. Here's how you do this. We'd stop the video and we'd execute it. And then we'd play the video again. Because what most of us do when we watch trainings or we go through courses, we watch the whole thing all the way through and then we're like, oh, this is so good. Take notes, yeah. And then we get through 3 hours of training, or in this case, like Funnel Hacks Masterclass goes for like days of training. So you get through like days of training and then you're like, all right, where do I start? Where should we start? No, okay, I don't know. Let's just like pick which one we want to do first. Like, no, the secret is, guys, stop the video, execute it, go to the next thing. So Russell would say like, here's how you use an ask campaign. Oh, look, here's part of my ask campaign right here. So we'd stop the video, we'd do the ask campaign on Facebook, and then we'd start the video back. He would say, here's how you create your launch campaign. Do like, you know, this style. And then we'd stop the video and we'd create the entire launch campaign. What you can see, like clue number 1, clue number 2 here of how we're going to launch our product. This is back before it was Lady Boss, before we rebranded. And it took us about 3 weeks, really, to create our product this way. We created what is now like Lady Boss, what was then Tool Time Trainer. We created our entire programs, everything by using this. And the whole time that we were doing it too, if you guys could like see all those whiteboards, you know, the whole time we were doing it, I was like, oh my gosh, why is there not someone to just like walk me through this and like build this funnel with us? You know what I mean? Like, why don't I have like someone that I could just like call or hit up that can like double check me and like make sure that this is right, you know, and do all of this with me? I was like, man, you know, the whole time. But we had the course, we had Russell, so we were like figuring it out. And there was a lot of trial and error, right? But because we did all of that, because we did the course all the way through, no shortcuts, and we did what Russell said every single step, when we launched, and listen, y'all, this launch was a make it or break it moment, okay? We had spent all of our money on this course. So we had no money. It was Christmas. We had no money for me to drive home to Kentucky to see my family, a trip that had been planned, and we had zero gas money. When I say zero gas money, we didn't have like enough gas to get to the gas station to get gas, was like the situation. And we were supposed to be leaving for Kentucky to drive home from New Mexico to Kentucky for Christmas that I hadn't seen my family in like a year. And we were supposed to leave the morning that we launched this product. So we were launching the product at like 6 a.m. in the morning. Never do that, by the way. That's a tip. Always launch around noon or like in the evening, so you have all day to like fix stuff that's gonna go wrong before. Because we launched at 6 a.m. and we were gonna leave for a 20-hour drive. And we couldn't afford Christmas presents. So we had no Christmas presents. Like, we had no gas money to get there. So it was like, this funnel has to work. This has to work, or we won't have Christmas with my family. Like, we won't be there. I have to call everyone and be like, hey guys, we can't afford to be there. Couldn't afford you Christmas presents either. Can't afford to buy my nieces anything, or my mom. But guess what? Because we followed what Russell said, it freaking worked. This is our first customer right here. Her name is Yolanda. $23 on her continuity membership. And in our first day of launching our funnel, we did $13,402.22. 252 people signed up, and we signed up 200 recurring plans. And this is literally from the same day. So we were able to cash out, get gas, drive across the country, have an amazing Christmas with my family. We bought Christmas presents once we were there, and all of that was possible because our funnel was successful day one, but because we followed what Russell said, step by step by step, and we took no shortcuts. This is us actually traveling, leaving our house, traveling home for Christmas. The picture that I sent my mom to say, hey, we're on our way, without having to say we couldn't afford gas. And then it was like, okay, what can we do else that Russell said? So Russell said do a webinar. So we started doing our first webinar, and this is what helped catapult us to, you know, what we've done today. So here's the numbers. Our original investment of a couple $1,000s. We did $220,000 in 2015, $2.3 million in 2016, $7.2 million in 2017, and as of, you know, this past month, we did $3 million in a single month with Lady Boss because of ClickFunnels. Is that not crazy, guys? I came from sleeping on a blow-up mattress. Like, what is this? What is this, right? So I want to move into secret number 2 and just like tell you guys, like, for those of you who are like, okay, I get it, Kaylin, but I'm not techie. All right, well, this is how we built our online business from my kitchen table using only my laptop and an iPhone, even though my only tech experience was turning on a TV, which is completely true, because when I was overweight, I definitely knew how to turn on a TV, okay? So me and my husband, we're like tech savvy level 1. I know how to work my iPhone. That's about it, and not even that well. My husband knows how to play video games. That's it. Like, we were not like programmers. I'm not even good in Excel. I mean, yeah. Anyways, Word, I'm like, how do we change this stuff? Right? So we actually just shot the content for all of our products with an iPhone. So like, we know how to work an iPhone. Like, we did it ourselves because we couldn't afford to hire anybody, right? We're still broke, right? All that money we just made had to go to pay off all the bills and the collections agencies that have been calling us. So we couldn't afford to hire anybody, so we did it ourselves. And we just started watching YouTube video, like, how do we shoot video on our iPhone? We bought this like thingamajig off of Amazon, and stuck the iPhone in it to give it like better quality, and bought this like jank like light here that you guys can see to help like give me some lighting, but that's all that we had. And Brandon was the videographer, and we actually edited all of our product videos on an iPhone. The stuff that's still in our Lady Boss program today was all edited on an iPhone because we didn't know how to work like computer, like techie video editing software. We're just like trim the thing. Like, you know how you trim the video on like your iPhone, like you just trim it? Like that's legit what we did. That's it. So we built this funnel, like our funnels, just like this, figuring it out, you know, just from our kitchen table, just figuring out from the kitchen table and making it happen. And we didn't have a lot of tech experience, but I'm going to show you, right now how simple ClickFunnels is to use and to operate. Okay. And I sped it up a little bit because I don't want to like take all of your guys' time or pre-record it. So, cause the internet, you know, but let me just tell you right now, it's so easy to use, guys. And don't make fun of my chipmunk voice in the beginning, but just watch and see how simple this is. And then when we come back, I got like something crazy, awesome to tell you. Okay, so here we go.
ClickFunnels right now, and I'm about to show everyone on here how to use this because people like me who aren't technical, you know, it seems like it's gonna be hard, but trust me, it's not. And I'm guessing a lot of you on here kind of have the same worry, but this is actually inside of ClickFunnels. If you look here on the left-hand side, you can basically see, you know, all of the steps to my funnel. Okay, right here, you can actually see like all of the pages inside of the funnel. And what's really cool is say like I got pages out of order or I want to change things around. Like I can just take this and I can move this upsell up. I can move these back around and I can change it, and it's that simple. Like most of you may not understand this, but the amount of code that it takes to just change this to this on everywhere else is like insane. Okay, so I just want to show you how easy this is to navigate and how simple it is to use. So you can move it around fast, you can change it, and like literally the whole entire funnel is updated when I do that. Like you just drag it and you drop it and you move things around, and it's super quick and everything's updated throughout your whole funnel. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you how to actually edit your page. So click here, it's gonna pop up like this. Actually, I wanna zoom out a little bit so you guys can see better. Okay, and so check this out. So the first thing I can do is edit my title. Like I can just click in here and I can put how I lost 65 pounds without giving up hamburgers and ice cream. And you know, it's simple and it's like free moving, and you can just click around, you can drag and drop, and you can change things, and it's so easy. It's so easy. It's almost like super fun too, right? Like not only can you just move things around, like the next thing you can do is like you can start putting in elements. So this is like my favorite part. So you can just click right here. You see this little orange button that pops up. You can click on this button, and there's all these really cool things that are going to pop up. So now you can add in like credit card forms, you can add in Apple Pay, you can add in headline or images or videos like you see right here. There's just like so many things that you can add in to make your funnel unique and make it cool, like selecting boxes, and it's just like, it's so awesome. So, you know, you can put Apple Pay there, you can put new headlines, images, like all sorts of things. And you can even put in audio players, you can put in sign up forms, you can put in countdown clocks, you can put in icons, you can put in dividers, you can put in pricing tables, social sharing, like all of these elements you can literally add in by just clicking a button. So let me show you one, for example, one that I love, the progress bar. Okay, so check this out. The progress bar, when people are on your funnel, it's now like, hey, you're almost complete with this order. And if you actually just click right here on the little wheel and on any of your elements, the settings will pop up. So you can change what it says, right? Which is super cool. And then you can change like the theme. Like, let's change it to stripes. I like the stripes. And then you can change it to say like, your order is not yet complete. I think this is what we put on all of ours. Your order is not yet complete. And of course, like, let's change it to some Lady Boss pink up in here. So you can easily just like click a color, but I know like what our brand color is, so I'm just gonna type that in there. Bam! The order is not yet complete. Like, isn't that awesome? And you can actually change the percentage. So if you want it to look 90% done, or you want it to look like it's only 50%, or you want it to be 33% done, like you can change it that easily. Like how crazy is that, right? How crazy is that? So now that we've kind of messed around with those, all right, now like what if I want to move my progress bar to like the very top, right? All I have to do is grab it and drag it and drop it, and boom, now my progress bar has moved. Magic, right? So let's say here's another way that you can do it. You can click here, you can click add element, and now I'm going to show you how to add one of my favorites too, which is a countdown clock. Let's add in the countdown clock by just dragging it over here. And where do I want it? Let's put it right under my progress bar. Oh, I dropped it too soon. Let's add in countdown. And let's put it right here. Boom. Okay. So now that we got him in there, see guys, I told you I'm not so tech savvy. I can't even like hold the thing sometimes. Good enough. So I can change the theme over here. Let's make it red and scary. You can change on here too. You can literally change like what time you want it to end, when you want it to start, like where do you want the page to redirect to when your countdown timer turns off. So you could, you know, reroute them to like a sold out page, or, you know, this cart is no longer open type of deal, like once this expires, which is so cool and so simple that you can just drag it and drop it in there and not have to deal with like coding and widgets and like all this crazy stuff. You know what I mean? So now let me show you how we're going to add, a video to our funnel. So all you have to do here is we just added in the video element, just like I showed you before. I'm going to drag down my YouTube so you guys can see. I'm literally going to click right here and copy the link to the video, and then we can get rid of that. I'm going to click on my video element on the settings. Check this out. Boom, paste it in there. It's really that easy. Is it really that easy? Yes, it's really that easy. So you can turn on autoplay and different controls there. And so now, boom, my new video is right there. Like, isn't that awesome? So now let me show you how to add in a picture. Because on other sites and things, like this can be one of the hardest things to do, is adding in images and videos and things like that. So let's just add our image in, let's say right here. Okay, now all I'm gonna do is click on the image. And it's gonna pop over here. All I'm gonna do is click this little button. And here's like my image library. So these are images that I've just clicked on upload, and I've added my own images and things like testimonies and different things that we have. So let's say that we wanna add in this testimony image. All I do is double click on it and boom, there it is. And then I'm like, hey, you know, I don't think I want that testimony right there. Let's actually move this testimony down here. And then let's add in another testimony over here. You guys can see how you can just kind of like fill up these grids with images. And it makes it just super simple. And it's like so fun to drag and drop, you know, all the images and like the dividers and, you know, different things that you can do in here. And it's like, I don't know, it's like fun. It's like building things, you know? So there we go. There's our images now. You guys can scroll down and see like other things that we've added in, including like two-step order form. This right here is the secret sauce of why we love ClickFunnels so much. No one else has a two-step order form. So every time someone comes here and fills out their information and they go to step 2, we receive all of their information. So we get to keep that information before, so like some people will drop the cart once they go to put in their credit card information. And so even when they get to step 2 and they drop the cart, we still get all this information. So we still get their email address, so we can follow up with them and say like, hey, like, why didn't you complete your order? Those types of things. And ClickFunnels is the only ones that do this. So this is absolutely like one of the huge things. We tried to duplicate this like before in, you know, Infusionsoft and other things, but let me tell you, like, no one does this like ClickFunnels, and it's like just absolutely amazing. This is what makes ClickFunnels like my hero, seriously, right here. So you all can see like how easy this is. Like, you can build a funnel in a few minutes, and you know, it's fun, and you get to like, you know, just drag and drop stuff around and change things, and it's not a big deal to edit something or to change something or to say, you know what, I want to change that upsell on that funnel again. Oh, let's actually put the protein powder after it, right? Or let's change it to the audiobook. Like, you can move things around, and you're like, hey, maybe I don't want to do that upsell anymore. Okay, no big deal. Let's delete that upsell. Bam, that upsell's no longer there. So now I have 3 one-time offers and upsells instead of having 4. So that's, you know, really just, you know, showing you how simple and easy it is to use. Like, your kids could do this. You can do this. If I can do this and drag and drop things around and like click the little orange wheel, you guys can do this too. So, you know, this is why we love ClickFunnels and why it's so amazing and, you know, so easy, because you don't have to hire tech guys to fix stuff for you. You don't have to hire a million people to figure out why this code isn't matching up to this code and why they're not reading each other and why your stuff isn't working together, because it's all in one place. And ClickFunnels is the only thing that we use like across the board. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, that is why ClickFunnels is the absolute best.
Yeah, that's why ClickFunnels is the best. So sorry guys, I know I like sped it up for you because I wanted to like go faster, but you know, I just wanted to show you how simple and easy it is to actually use. Okay. And you know, that's the thing, is like I was scared of it at first, like, oh, it's gonna be like this big hairy monster and you know, all this, but honestly it's super simple, and let me prove it to you. Okay, so we use that same how I was showing you. There's plenty of tutorials and stuff like on ClickFunnels on YouTube. Like, there's the slowed down version, so trust me, if you want to know how to do any of that, like, you guys, it's all online, it's all on ClickFunnels, so don't worry about that. I was just trying to show you functionality. So now that you've kind of seen functionality, we use exactly what I just showed you, same funnel building process to build our funnel for our info product. So if you have an info product or you want to have an info product, for our supplement funnel, use that same process to make this one, use the same process to make a different info product funnel, use the same process to do our coaching application funnel, use the same process to make our funnel for our live event. We did use the same process for our online course funnel. We did the same process for our apparel funnels, and we use the same process for our book funnel. So literally you can use ClickFunnels to build any type of thing in any type of business, like any type of niche. So, you know, ClickFunnels, it works for anyone, like literally anyone with any level of experience in any business in any niche. Okay, for real, it really does. Like, all of those different funnels, all those different things, like I've seen a million different ones, but honestly, you guys, you know, like, it's like ClickFunnels is cool and the program is cool, but what's the biggest thing for me, I think, is like the community. Okay, like the ClickFunnels community. And this is a community where people want to help you. They want to share their best stuff with you. They want to share what's working. They want to share like how they're doing it. They want to share, you know, like how you can take this like little Lego piece from over here and put it onto your funnel and how to work for your business. Like, it's just so cool, because when you think about it, like when you're an entrepreneur, like it's just so, it's hard, right? Like people don't understand you. They don't get it. Like you're like, oh, I'm gonna have an online business. I'm gonna have a funnel and blah, blah, blah. Like people don't get it, right? And like all of our friends now, you know, that we've made, like we relate to them, right? Like we relate to them, and we've made them through the ClickFunnels community. Because when you plug into a community of other entrepreneurs, when no one else knows what you're going through or how you're thinking or like why you're crazy and why you want to like own your own business and like do product launches and like do all this stuff, like other people don't get it. So all of our best friends that we have now, like literally all of our friends, we found through ClickFunnels. Like I'm in their weddings, right? We're going on cruises together. Like this community is based on helping each other, and we just understand and get each other. So it gives you that safe place where you get to build a business with people like that are like you and that want to see you succeed. And you know, the community is just based on helping each other and sharing the best secrets and sharing what's working. And like all of us are in this to make an impact on the world, and it's all different. We're all different. And we have tech ability or an office or employees to make this work. All you need is your laptop and some work ethic, right? And I know you all on here have crazy work ethic, or you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be on this web class right now if you didn't have crazy work ethic, because you're different than everyone else. And so that leads me into secret 3, which is answering a lot of the questions. How does that happen, right? Because this is the $1 million question. Okay, Kaylin, now that I've built a funnel, now that I got Funnel Hacks Masterclass, I'm like going through it, I'm building my product, building my funnels, I'm ready to go. I'm hitting widgets on ClickFunnels and adding elements and boom, boom, pow. I'm my own tech person. The $1 million eyeballs to our funnel, right? In other words, like how do we get traffic? What I do is I go to buzzsumo.com. So go to BuzzSumo. Maybe you've already heard of it before. I'm going to show you some super ninja tricks right here, okay? So I go to BuzzSumo and I click on right here, trending now. So in trending now, I can type in trending now, and then I can filter topics by weight loss, okay? So I filter the topics by weight loss, and I can see all of the top performing posts and articles and videos that have to do with weight loss, because I'm in the weight